Much better. All right, good to see everybody. Let's come to a nice comfortable seat in your chair. Feel free to scoot forward a little bit, unless it just feels more comfortable to have your spine pressing to the back of your chair. If you do have blocks available today and you wanted to start with a block between your feet and maybe one between your thighs, sometimes it's just kind of nice to work that way. Gives us a little feedback. It gives us something to work against, which can feel nice. Do peek down, make sure that your knees are over your ankles here, and then feel those shoulders balanced over your hips. And then let's give the shoulders a nice little roll out, because it just wouldn't feel like doing yoga without this. You're just paying attention to how the arms and shoulders are feeling, the neck. Tend to carry a lot of tension in these places. So you're just inviting some of that tension to leave your body. Let's bring the hands on top of the thighs here. So sitting nice and tall, everything feels contained. Allow your eyelids to close here. Take a smooth, full, deep inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, sigh the breath out, let it go. Ha. Smooth, full, deep inhale. And ha, sigh it out. Do one more of those. And you're going to allow your lips to seal. You're going to start to inhale through your nose and also exhale through your nose. You might choose to constrict the sides of your throat so you find a little more of your ujjayi breath. It's a heating breath. It's also a calming, focusing breath. Maybe not calming, but a focusing breath. So as we listen to that sound of the breath, it helps us to focus our attention. You're having one of those days where there's a lot of just clutter in the mind, you're thinking about a lot of things, it's hard to kind of quiet the chatter, you might inhale to the count of 5, 6, or 7, and then also exhale to that same number. So you're just giving your brain a little something to chew on. It's almost like trying to distract it from itself. Soaking up that sound of your breath, just enjoying how nice it feels to just sit. It might be the first time you've sat quietly today, kind of done a little check-in. Life is really busy, it can be really stressful, and we can forget that it's really important to kind of just pause, check in, to just simply be without feeling like we need to do anything. From here, gently blink your eyes open. Let's release the arms down by our sides. And then we're just going to do a little internal and then external rotation at the shoulder socket. So go ahead and inhale. You're kind of pressing the shoulder heads back, spinning the palms, the thumbs to face behind you. And then exhale, go in the opposite direction. So everything's turning inward. Inhale, find that opening across the heart and chest. You're kind of exaggerating it. And then exhale, rolling in, inhale, opening up, and exhale. You might start to feel a little heat in the shoulders. Good, just moving with the breath, finding this idea of moving meditation. Let's do a few more. And then your next inhale, just coming back to that nice, easy mountain pose. So just kind of, you're not forcing anything. You're not going further than you need to, but just kind of letting those arms rest by your sides. Let's continue to warm up this shoulder girdle. As you inhale, take the arms out and up. Give yourself a little resistance, really firm muscle to bone in the arms. And then spin the palms to face out. And then imagine that you're just pressing down through wet cement. Inhale, we stretch forward and up, so palms are facing towards each other. You might not get all the way up. It's kind of going to depend on how your shoulders are feeling. As you exhale, you reach forward and down. Okay, so being very deliberate about these movements. Inhale, out and up. Palms spin out. Exhale, out and down. Let this feel really spacious, like you're getting a little taller. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, forward and down. Let's do 2 more complete cycles. Palms spin open, out and up. Good. And then down and out. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, forward and down. Good. Final set here, out and up. Good. Down and out. Forward and up. And let's actually stay here. Really reach up, lengthen through the sides of your waist. And then as we exhale, we're going to release that right hand down. Left arm comes up and over. Inhale back up to center with both arms. And exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale up. Nice work. As you exhale, we side bend to the right. Inhale up to center. And exhale, side bend to the left. 2 more full cycles here. You're moving with your breath. You might be feeling a little heat inside the shoulders. Might even be a little nervy. Good. So this time, as you're side bending off to the right, you're going to just hang out there. Really let both shoulder blades release down. Maybe squeeze into that block more if you're using it. We're spinning these right ribs up towards the ceiling. You might be gazing up underneath that top arm. What's going on with that right shoulder? Can you soften it down? So little side body oblique work. Inhale up to center. And as we exhale, we side bend to the left. It feels like such a relief to let that left arm dangle. You're going to feel the feeling coming back to that shoulder. Really extend through those right fingertips. And as you're doing that, you're also anchoring down into your right sit bone. All right, let's inhale, come back up to center. See how tall you can get here. Take another deep inhale. And exhale. Release the arms down. Let's give the shoulders another roll here. It might be feeling different. Good, and then we're gonna bring our hands to our thighs. I'm gonna go ahead and just move the block between my thighs out of the way. And we're gonna start to rock around in our pelvic girdle. So just finding this nice fluid motion, make it yours. These can be big circles, they can be small circles, it can be a little of both. Notice where you're feeling things in your body today. Every time we show up for our yoga practice, things are feeling a little different. So yes, we do many of the poses over and over again, but they always feel a little different. We're always trying to approach them with curiosity, almost that idea that we're new to yoga again. So we're really paying attention. Great work. Let's begin to switch directions here. And then start to bring this back to that center place, that nice mountain pose, Tadasana. Can make little adjustments. So you're really finding those sit bones rooting down. You could peek at your feet again. Just make sure that your knees are over your ankles. And let's move into our cat-cow. So inhaling, arching. You're getting that extension of your spine. As you exhale, you move in the opposite direction, rounding in, finding the flexion of the spine. Inhale, the back bend happens. Exhale, the forward fold happens. Continue like this, moving at a pace that feels right in your body today. You're welcome to close your eyes if that feels good and appropriate. If your eyes are open, you're just trying to keep your gaze soft and gentle. You're gazing at a drishti, a spot, an anchor spot in front of you. So resisting the urge to look all around and take in sensory information. Really bringing your attention to your spine here. Where are the places that are feeling tight? Can you send a little extra breath there? And you might notice as we continue to move like this, the spine, the shoulders, they do start to open up. So it's always amazing to me that a little bit of movement goes a really long way. A few more rounds. Good. Go ahead and move towards bringing yourself back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose, sitting tall. And then as you exhale, just drop your chin towards your chest. Doesn't have to be deep starting out. Depending on how you slept, depending upon how tight your shoulders are feeling today, you might be getting a big movement or a smaller movement. As long as you're feeling a little sensation where you're at, you're where you need to be. Let's inhale, lift the chin parallel to the floor. Do a little quarter turn to the right, and then exhale, drop the chin again. You're going to feel this stretch shift a little bit. From here, lift the chin and then go a little further still. You might not get all the way towards that right shoulder, but you can move in that direction. Let's just take a few breaths with the chin parallel to the floor before we drop it. Good, and then go ahead and tuck the chin if that feels appropriate in your body. You're gonna feel a lot of sensation on the outer edge of your left, the left scalene muscles. And then let's keep the chin tucked here, but start to roll back to center. When you get to spots, I'm feeling a lot of sensation, back of the neck, kind of the tops of the shoulders, the trapezius muscles. Just hang out, linger there. Send some breath to those places. And then we're back to center, breathing there. Good. Inhale, lift your chin. Exhale, make that little quarter turn to the left. And then drop the chin again. And just notice where sensation shifts to the right side, back of the shoulders, the neck. This side might feel really different than the other side. So you're just becoming aware of that. Noticing. Backing off where you need to. Maybe moving a little deeper if that feels okay. Good, inhale, lift the chin, and then exhale, move in the direction of your left shoulder. We're gonna just take a few breaths here before we tuck the chin. Good, your next exhale, go ahead and drop the chin. Good, as you inhale, lift the chin, and then exhale. Come back to center, release the arms down again, give those shoulders a little roll out. Maybe we have combed out a little of the tension. We're finding a little more space in the neck and the shoulders. All right, so let's move into some of our Ardha Surya Namaskaras, our half sun salutes. So you can use blocks here if that feels good. I'm going to go ahead and set that up. If you don't have them, no worries. Sitting tall, mountain pose. So for this first one, let's reach out and up. As you exhale, you can swan dive in. You could use your hands to help you slide down. Chin drops towards chest, back of the neck lengthens. As you inhale, this might be where you take your palms or fingertips to the blocks. You lengthen through the sides of your waist. As you exhale, you fold back in. And then inhale, you can either roll on up or do that reverse swan dive up. That requires a little bit of core. Maybe gaze up as your palms press. And as you exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. So let's release the arms down. This time, let's reach forward and up. And then if you wanted to, just to mix it up, you could extend forward and down, or again, you could use your hands to help you roll down. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, folding back in, Uttanasana. And then if you wanted to reach the arms forward and come up, you can do that. You can roll up, you can reach the arms out and up. As you exhale, hands come together at your heart. So we've got 3 more of these. You're moving with your breath. You can reach the arms out and up, forward and up. So feel free to mix and match these a little bit. Make them your own. You can't do them wrong. The important part here is that we're connecting movement with breath. And it has this really lovely, calming quality. It's like a moving meditation. I really like how spacious my limbs feel when I'm doing these sun salutes. So really give yourself permission to take up a lot of room. These look lovely. And there's no rush to get there when you're done with your third round. You're pausing in your Tadasana, your mountain pose, palms together at your heart, maybe gently bowing your head. Key into the sensations happening in your body, those physical sensations. My heart's beating a little faster. You might feel a little heat. Really let your breath slow down again. And keep the length of the inhale, the length of the exhale nice and even. Good. Blink your eyes open. And release the arms down by your sides. So gently spinning the palms to face open, so you're finding that external rotation at the top of the shoulder. Let's inhale, take the arms out and up. And then exhale, take them out. So wrists line up with shoulders deep, inhale. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist right. Stay here this time. Inhale, stretch out, find giant eagle wings here. And then as you exhale, release your hands down. So right hand comes behind you. Left hand comes, it could be either to your left thigh somewhere or to your right thigh. Just using your hands to give you a little leverage to help wrap those left ribs to the right a little more. You're pressing down into your sit bones. You're still lengthening through the sides of your waist even as you're twisting. And there's a little bit of a cobra pose in this twist. There's that lift of the sternum up towards the ceiling. So that back bend in the thoracic spine. Good, take a deep inhale here. As you exhale, unwind, wrap that right arm up and over. Give yourself a hug. So holding on to the outer edges of the shoulders, elbows stacking on top of each other. We're going to keep the spine nice, tall, and straight, but we're going to inhale, lift the elbows, and then exhale, release the elbows down. Inhaling, lifting, then just flossing out the shoulders here. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, elbows at about shoulder height. Take an exhale here. And then inhale, take the arms out wide. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. And then exhale, twist left. Take a deep inhale, stretch out, grow your wings a little longer. And then as you exhale, hands release down. They're giving you a little leverage so that you can sit tall, keep the spine long, but also twist those right ribs to the left a little more. What's going on with your breath? How does that inhale feel here when we're in a twist? Deep inhale. As you exhale, you unwind. You're going to take this left arm on top. Give yourself a hug, so elbows stack. Spine nice and long. You're rooting into your sit bones as you inhale, elbows lift. Exhale, they release down. Inhaling, lifting. Exhale, release. Good, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And then inhale, lift. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Take an exhale. And then inhale, open the arms out wide. Take an exhale here. Spin the palms to face up. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And then bring palms to heart center. Pausing again another moment, letting your eyes close, checking and noticing how you're feeling. Noticing what's shifting for you. You blink your eyes open, release the hands down. So we're going to come into our eagle pose. Couple of variations. You could just stay with your legs exactly like this. If it is available to you, you might walk your left foot to the right just a little bit and then take that right thigh on top of your left. Good. And as you do that, just imagine that there's like little vice grips on the outer edges of your hips, and they're gently squeezing everything in so everything feels nice and contained. Let's release the arms down by the sides. Inhale, take the arms out and up. As you exhale, take them out wide. Deep inhale here. And exhale, give yourself that hug again. This time, right arm is underneath. And then we're going to move the spine as we come into this version of cat-cow with these eagle pose arms. So as you inhale, rock forward, elbows lift. Exhale, rock to the backs of the sit bones, round in. Inhaling, lifting. Exhaling, rounding in. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, round. And then this time, as you inhale, just finding that nice flat spine. Take an exhale here, root into your sit bones. Inhale, take the arms out wide. And then we're going to exhale, twist to the right here. Good, release your hands down. So we've twisted like this before. It's going to feel a little different with the legs in this configuration. All of the same concepts apply though. Giving yourself a little leverage with those hands. You're pressing your shoulder heads back, wrapping that left waist to the right. If you wanted to hinge forward here, take your left elbow on top of that right thigh, and then press your palms in towards each other. This is a deeper version of the twist still. It can feel really nice. And some days it can just feel like too much. So you choose what's appropriate for you today. Breath is smooth and steady. All right, if you hinged forward, go ahead and inhale, come on up. Exhale, unwind, come back to center. Good, and then release your hands down. Release that right thigh from your left thigh. If you took that variation, just find your Tadasana, a couple of breaths. And then we'll take that second side. Second side could look different. So you might stay in just basic Uttanasana for this side. Or perhaps you walk that right foot kind of more like in front of your nose to the midline, and then take your left thigh over your right thigh. Outer hips gently squeezing in, even inner thighs are squeezing here. And release your arms by your sides. As you press into your sit bones, can you lengthen tall through both sides of your waist? Inhale, take the arms out and up. And then exhale, bring the arms so the wrists are in line with your shoulder heads. Good, deep inhale. Good, and then we're gonna exhale, give ourselves a hug, left arm underneath, right arm on top. And then using the spine this time, inhale, arching in your lumbar, lifting the elbows. And then exhale, rocking to the backs of the sit bones, chin drops towards chest. Inhaling, finding this cow stretch with these eagle arms and legs. Exhale, rounding in. Got a few more, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, nice tall spine, elbows in line with shoulders. Take an exhale. And then inhale, take the arms out wide. Lovely. As you exhale, twist to the left. And then release your hands down. Get curious about how the twist feels different, particularly if you have your left thigh crossed over your right thigh. Bring your gaze in the direction of that left shoulder. Keep that breath smooth and steady. You're inhaling through your nose and you're exhaling through your nose. If you were wanting to forward fold a little bit, take that right elbow somewhere on that left thigh, and then maybe press your left palm into your right palm. Taking several breaths here. All right, as you inhale, lift up if you took the forward fold. Exhale, untwist. Very nice. Just release the arms down by your sides. If you cross that left thigh over your right, uncross there. Come back to your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Good. Take a couple of breaths. So let's just do one more forward fold with a hamstring stretch here. You can go ahead and extend your left leg to straight if that's available. You're still pressing into your sit bones. Let's release the arms down by our side. Let's have palms facing inward. And then this time, let's reach forward and up. So before we come into the forward fold, let's hook a thumb and kind of pull the arms apart. So just, again, getting into the muscle of the arms. As you're stretching the arms apart, maybe you're lifting a little higher too. It's like you've grown taller. Just make a mental note of what thumb is on top. Release that thumb. And then start to hinge forward, fold in. You can rest your hands anywhere on your legs. They could be on a table in front of you. They might be on blocks. Coming into this forward fold. Should be feeling a pretty nice stretch on that left hamstring. Good inhale. Just lengthen the sides of your waist forward so it's like a little Ardha Uttanasana. And then with a flat back, just upright yourself here. Bend your left knee. And then we'll take that right leg to straight. Release your arms, not your legs, down by your sides. Good. Inhale, arms reach up. I often mix up left, right. I guess today I'm mixing up arms and legs. Stranger things have happened. Hook the opposite thumb in front. Just a few good breaths here, pulling the arms apart. You're going to feel this in your upper shoulders. Nice work. And then release. And again, just start to hinge forward. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the belly of this right hamstring. If it's too much, you don't bend or forward fold as much. You could also find a nice generous bend in that right knee. Wherever you're at, you're sending your breath to the back of that leg. Good. As you inhale, lengthen through the sides of your waist. You can bring your hands to your legs. Keep your spine nice and flat as you inhale. Press up. And then you can rebend that right knee if you extended that leg too straight. We're going to move into breath work. We're going to do different breath work today, one we haven't done. So this is called the 5-7-8 technique. And this is actually a breath pattern that you can do. It helps you to drop into the parasympathetic nervous system. So that is the sympathetic nervous system is the fight or flight mode. Fight, flight, freeze. It's kind of like where we spend most of the day. We're busy, we're getting things done. Parasympathetic nervous system, on the other hand, is kind of what happens when we're resting, when we, like right before we fall asleep. So the brain waves are changing, and we can do certain things to kind of help get us there faster. So basically what's going to happen with this breath is we're going to inhale to the count of 5. We're going to hold to the count of 7, and then we're going to open our mouths and let the breath go to the count of 8. And then we'll do that a few times. So again, this is a really great breath to do, kind of like the box breath. If you're feeling anxious, this is a calming breath to do before you go to bed at night. If you're feeling, again, you kind of can't turn the brain off. So let's go ahead, find a nice comfortable seat here. Allow your eyelids to close. And then you're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's an open mouth exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open mouth exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then let's take a nice, smooth, full, deep inhale together. Full, complete exhale. And good, do that again. And exhale the breath out. And so let's do 3 more rounds of that again. So inhaling 5, holding 7, exhaling through your mouth to the count of 8. But I'm not going to cue you this time. You're going to kind of find your own pace. So you might be moving a little faster, a little slower as you're ready. And when you're complete with 3 or 4 rounds, you're going to just start to drift into your Shavasana. Again, this is a deep resting pose. We're inviting our brain and our body to assimilate all the work that we've done together this past hour. We're soaking up these final moments of stillness before we transition into the rest of the day ahead. Give yourself permission to be here. Give yourself permission not to worry about the to-do list just yet. Shavasana. Asato ma satgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityo ma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. Take a deeper inhale. Let the breath go as you exhale, ha. And then bringing some gentle movement back to your body, wiggling, stretching, circle ankles and wrists. And eventually landing with your hands in a pile on top of your heart, sending yourself love and gratitude. You made the effort, you showed up. It's not always easy, but it does make a difference. Finally, just bow your head with a smile. Beautiful work today. Thank you. Good to see everybody.